How you doing, folks? This is Rex from the Buckeyenest. I've been seeing a lot of things on the internet lately about sanctuary cities, and we all know that President Trump's about to be sworn in here in just a couple days. Today's the 18th, as a matter of fact. And he says when he gets sworn in that he's going to, one of the first things he's going to do, amongst a lot of other things at once, is he's going to defund sanctuary cities. Defund meaning take away their money. So I thought for this episode of From a Veteran's Point of View, I'd kick it off with looking at how many sanctuary cities are actually registered right here in the state of Ohio. So let's do a search and find out. Got my browser open, and I'm going to type in here sanctuary cities in Ohio. See what happens. Well, we got a hit here. Ohio sanctuary cities. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 listed. I know there's a whole lot more than that. But let's just work off of these 8 here. We got Columbus, Ohio here. And Dayton. Well, that's awful close, huh? Lake County, Ohio. Lima, Ohio. Lorain, Ohio. Lucas County, Ohio. That's up in Toledo. I believe it's in Toledo. Oberlin, Ohio, and Painesville, Ohio. 8 locations right here in the state of Ohio that are proclaimed sanctuary cities. That's pretty spooky, I think. So, got a video over here someplace that I want you to see. See if I can find it. Talks about what sanctuary cities are and defines them pretty good. There's a lady on there by the name of Judge Pirro. I think you've all seen her before. She's a retired judge. Let's see if I can find this now. Judge Pirro. Here we go. I found this.
They said it was impossible to have great-tasting light beer. Boom. Award-winning Heineken Light brewed with Cascade hops. They also said it was impossible to hypnotize you. You are getting sleepy.
Yeah.
Watch the beer.
Hello and welcome to Justice. I'm Judge Janine Pirro. Thanks for being with us. Tonight I want to talk to you.
I'm gonna let the whole
about
thing
an
play
issue
so you get an idea of what I'm talking
years
about.
Proving fatal to far too many Americans. There are more than 200 sanctuary cities in the United States where government employees and law enforcement cannot or do not report or share information or hand over illegals to immigration, even if federal authorities say they want them, even if the illegal is a career criminal. The concept of sanctuary cities is wrong. It is fundamentally flawed, and because of this mutinous refusal to follow federal law, you and your family are in real danger. So why? The premise is that this protects illegals from crime, and it fosters good relations between them and law enforcement. The problem? The sanctuary is for the illegal and not the American citizen. I, for one, am sick and tired of this politically correct nonsense. What is correct about allowing a career criminal who should not have been here in the first place to walk the streets? The facts are real. She was 32, walking with her dad along a San Francisco pier. He was a dirtbag, illegal career criminal. 7 felony convictions, 5 deportations under his belt. And Sheriff Ross Mercarimi, pursuant to his city's guidelines, refused to hand him over to the feds and let him walk the streets instead. The illegal took a gun and shot her dead. Before she expired, Catherine Steinle begged her dad, "Help me, help me." But it was too late.
I have to butt in here for a minute. It's tearing me apart here. Imagine if you were that dad. Imagine if you were walking with your daughter along a riverbank, just enjoying the afternoon, and some illegal alien just comes up and kills her. Imagine how powerless you would feel. I feel powerless, and I've been protecting people's property and lives all my adult life. I started out by taking an oath and joining the Army. That oath was to protect you and this country from all enemies, foreign and domestic. I live by that oath, I like to think. I've lived by it all my life, because when I got out of the Army, I went into private security work. Tears me up to even think about this. That's the reason we need to get rid of these sanctuary cities. Let's carry on.
Sanctuary cities are safe havens for criminal aliens, not their innocent victims. In fact, Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez admitted he came to San Francisco because it was a sanctuary. Now, let me make one thing clear. We are, all of us, immigrants. And unless you're a Native American, but most of us came here pursuant to the rules. In fact, the happiest days for me, as both a sitting district attorney and judge, were when I welcomed newly naturalized citizens who worked hard to get here and pledged their allegiance to America. So what to do? I'll tell you what to do. You enforce the law. If a city refuses to comply with federal warrants, they get no federal money. California gets $40 million a year to house criminal illegals until the feds pick them up. That's our money. And don't give me this have a heart nonsense. Americans are the most charitable, generous people on the face of the earth, and don't you dare ask us to create a zone of lawlessness and ignore the murder of innocent victims so some illegal criminal won't have to go home. Now, in true Washington style, the feds blame the sheriff, and the sheriff blames the mayor, and the White House blames the Republicans.
It's because of the political efforts of Republicans that we have not been able to make the kind of investment that we would like to make in securing our border and keeping our community safe.
Now, the Obama administration can blame anyone they want, but they're the ones who reportedly released 30,000 criminal aliens from our jails onto our streets. It was the Obama administration in 2012, through an illegal executive action, that said illegal teens could stay. And on the heels of that, an influx of 100,000 young people.
I got to add some more food for thought. Just today, and this is January 18th, 2017, not only did President Obama bring in illegal aliens from around the world in the past year and talking about releasing the illegal aliens, he just released another 200 people, pardoned another 200 people today. A couple of them were pretty serious individuals. One of them was a transgender military individual that gave away military secrets and caused the lives of many, many soldiers in Afghanistan. Chelsea something. I'll recall it here in a minute and get back to it. So that's what he's doing, folks. He's releasing all these lame brains out of prison, putting them back in our lap.
People from Central America who were then flown on your dime into your neighborhood. And if I still haven't convinced you the president is enforcing his own sanctuary policy, consider this. The Department of Homeland Security reportedly instructed the California criminal illegals released from jail in 2013 be transferred to San Diego and Riverside counties. Why? Because they're sanctuary cities. Take a listen from the president's own mouth.
Now, our immigration system has been broken for a very long time, and everybody knows it.
I'll tell you what's broken, Mr. President. The hearts of American families who've lost loved ones at the hands of illegals who repeatedly commit crimes that you let walk the streets. Take a look at just a few of the victims' names. And by the way, Mr. President, pray tell, what exactly can we afford? More MS-13 gangbangers? More money for social programs? And don't lie to us, Mr. President. You were the one who closed down the Secure Communities program that allowed locals to share illegal fingerprints with the feds. Might you be creating more zones of lawlessness for us? And now you simply allow the wholesale rejection of federal law by sanctuary cities. And in 2010, your administration openly said cities that refuse to obey immigration laws would not be punished. And by the way, folks, can you imagine what the president would do if sanctuary cities refused to enforce civil rights laws, integration laws? The federal response would be swift, certain, and immediate. Now, for those of you who want to protect illegals and allow them to cooperate with law enforcement, no sanctuary is needed. The law is already in place. It's called a U visa. I used it as district attorney. If you're illegal and you want to report a crime, this visa protects you, allows you and your family sanctuary from deportation. So enough of this benign-sounding sanctuary nonsense that protects illegal criminals. At what point do we say these killings must end? Or are you willing to risk it to protect the criminal illegal? And who would it be okay to lose? Your son? Your mother? Or as Mr. Steinle did last week, his own daughter, Catherine? And that's my open. Tell me what you think on my Facebook page or Twitter, hashtag Judge Janine.
As soon as I left the hospital after a DVT blood clot, I sure had a lot to think about.
I want you to take a look at this
Including this little girl. And what
little map here.
It's Comedy Christmas! Samantha Bee is all new every Wednesday night.
Hey, mayors, how dare you put illegals before Americans? You are threatening to keep your precious sanctuary cities. Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel boasted Chicago will always be a sanctuary city. New York City Mayor
That's why they got so many murders in Chicago.
Protect illegal aliens.
I think it's in many ways very dangerous. So we will do everything we know how to do to resist that.
Go ahead, big city mayors. Protect illegals and risk losing hundreds of millions of dollars in federal funding. You
Not
can
to mention
whine, you can
lives.
moan, you can complain. Donald Trump is going to be president. That means American safety first. That means criminal illegal aliens will be deported. That means no more Americans like Kate Stiley and Jameel Shaw being murdered by criminal illegal aliens. The reality is, it's a new day in America. There's a new sheriff in town.
Yeah, I got to point something out there. You saw in that one flash there, if you noticed it, when he gets sworn in office, he's immediately going to deport 2 to 3 million illegal aliens. Well, that'd be a nice thought, but I know he knows he can't handle that large of a deportation at once. I just hope that he's able to get the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, and the immigration people together to start rounding up illegal aliens and deporting them as per their sentences for the crimes they committed contains. Best place to start is go right to the jails. Take out all the misdemeanor criminals, illegal criminals, and put them on a bus and haul them right back to Mexico. Or better yet, have them build the wall. That's already been suggested. It's a good thought. Take all the misdemeanor criminals out of the prison systems in Southern California and send them down there and have them build the wall. I'm going to show you something else here. When I was doing this research, it scared the crap out of me to see this kind of stuff. I used to live in Rialto. They tried holding, this is an update. I have not seen this video yet. Gentleman you see in the middle of your screen there, his name's Trujillo, and he tried holding a secret sanctuary meeting with some citizens in his town, and it got interrupted by a people called We the People Rising, and they had him on the run. They literally had him running from one spot to another, and he was sweating so bad. It was really pathetic looking. Let's listen in.
As I begin, I would like to take this time to sincerely apologize to my colleagues in the community for the events that took place on Friday, December 30th. It was one of a series of meetings. This meeting in question was not C-sectioned and should not have taken place here, and the text invitation should not have been sent out. I take full responsibility. It was a lesson learned, and I'm a better representative coming out of this event. Thank you.
I have a real hard time believing this. There's only been 79 views on this so far. Pay attention here. Attend your city council meetings. It's more important than ever to get involved and be informed Americans. We must hold our elected officials accountable, we the people of the United States. So I was sitting here thinking, what can we do as individuals? Well, organization in Southern California called We the People Rising, and what I saw them do was a pretty simple thing. They just got together, about half a dozen of them or other. I'm assuming there's more than that now. And they started visiting city council meetings. They started talking to police chiefs and what the city's policy is on illegal immigrants, on how long they're going to hold them for the feds to pick them up, or even if they're going to do that. They started going into these city council meetings with cameras and putting these politicians on the spot. They actually got 2 illegal alien politicians that were voted into a commission in the city of Brook Park to be recalled. Yes, it's hard work. Yes, it can even be scary, but it has to be done. And I want to leave you with one final thought. How would you like to be a father walking along a riverbed, and all of a sudden your baby's looking up at you, your 32-year-old daughter's looking up at you and saying, "Daddy, help me. Daddy, help me." You're going to hear more from me about this. I'm going to start looking into the city of Dayton and some of our other surrounding cities. I got some suspicions that some of our other surrounding cities are sanctuary cities. I'm going to find out. So until next time, folks, this has been Rex at the Buckeyenest. You can email me at it's my website. This is our About Us page. You can call me at this number, 937-926-4914, or you can email me at webmaster@buckeyenest.com. I'd love to hear your opinions and your thoughts.